Welcome to You Could Talk Chalk, a space where we chat with odd-defying, way-making, change-agent entrepreneurs. We hope you enjoy their stories, insights, and experiences, and it inspires or encourages you to continue on your entrepreneurial journey. Because you could talk chalk, we're going to get it done. What's up, YCTC fam, and welcome back to another episode where we are going to be talking about creating a successful product-based business, do's and don'ts. And to guide us through that is Mrs. Leandra Wilfred Boyce of Kinks Botanicals. Hey. Welcome to the pod, Leandra. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm good. Thanks. What about you?
Good. I'm good. I can't complain. Healthy Kinks, I've been seeing it on my socials. Miss Sweet Pea that I've fallen in love with, like she's my own baby, and watching her natural hair journey. So tell us a little bit about Leandra and why you got into the product-based business.
Okay.
Well, product business, yeah.
Okay, so from young, I always had a love-hate relationship with my hair.
Okay.
So
was it always
kinky
in a natural state, or did you go from one
No,
state to the next?
I relaxed.
Okay.
I relaxed when I was younger.
Creamy crack.
Yes.
Amen.
But my two sisters, I have two older sisters.
Okay.
They're a twin. So one of them hair was nice, long, and thick. And the other one's hair, while it wasn't as long, it had nice waves to it.
Okay.
But my hair now,
Okay, completely different texture.
Yeah. So because of that, and my mom and dad, they were sick when I was younger. I got to doing my hair because I wanted to get the same styles that they were getting from a young age. Right. So I grew up liking hair. I would braid hair and stuff. I used to do some braiding while I was at community college and stuff to help with finances and stuff like that. Long and short, I forgot about hair after a while because then I got into accounting, went and do my ACCA, working at the accounting firms, and all of that stuff. Okay. Yeah, so my background is in
money.
Yeah.
Good.
Right. So fast forward a good few years after that, fully qualified and everything.
Okay.
I also love business. So I would have been in Avon, I would have been in Forever Living. I always trying out these different MLMs and different businesses like that. Trying to build out my business. And one day, and I had also gone natural. So my hair was relaxed. Okay. I had recently gone natural. One day I was in a Facebook group and I saw a lady who was, she's a Barbadian living overseas. And she was looking for somebody to build out her brand in Barbados and to retail the products. Okay. So because, I liked hair back then. Right. I liked business. So it was a perfect merger, right? Right. So I started out essentially selling for her. Okay. Yeah. So in going through the process, because she was like a manufacturer and stuff and her business wasn't established, I'm somebody that I like to know what I'm getting into. So I was curious about the ingredients, how they play together and stuff, all of that stuff. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna research a few courses because when I'm selling to others, when I'm selling to others, I want to be able to comfortably share with them and stuff like that. But long and short, the relationship, we ended that relationship. Okay. But because I had already built up a following on Facebook, back then it was more so Facebook. Yeah. I decided, okay, I still got this following. I still need products for me and my daughter. What are you gonna do? Let me just take the course. Everything for me was like, take the course, see how it goes. I got the following already. Yeah. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because I was still working all of this time. Right. So it's just something I say, okay, I'll see how it goes. So that's the origins. Long and short, Kinks Botanicals was born and we went from step by step. Nice. Yeah. So before we dive into this hair product, because I used it a little bit and we can get there. What is your definition of an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur to my mind is someone who owns businesses, but they have other people running it for them. Okay. So I would say that I'm a business owner. Okay. To me, when I think about entrepreneurship, is like you own multiple, like owning businesses is what you do. Right. That's what I hear entrepreneurship. So you own the business, but you don't work in the business. It operates without you. Yeah. You can still guide it and stuff like that, but other people are working the business. Yeah, so you work on it, but not in it. Yeah. Good stuff. All right. So
Healthy Kinks was born out of curiosity and love of hair.
Yes.
So walk us through that journey. How long have you been, how long have you had the business? What was the process of it? Like, share the story behind you developing your own product line, because it's like everybody does soap, everybody does oils, everybody may do a fragrance.
Right.
Soap is heavy. Hair product though was interesting for me because it was like, she developed this, her own recipes, the branding is on point. Talk to me about that journey. So share the story behind that and the highs and lows of creating your own product, the experience of that.
Well, as you said, everybody does soaps, oils, stuff like that, because those, I'm not crying down any businesses or anything, but those are easy.
Okay.
Because they don't have in any water. You don't have to worry about preservatives and your product potentially becoming contaminated and stuff like that. And that was one of the challenges for me, because there was nobody else locally that I think that I could have turned to.
Right.
So like everything I had to, it's always a whole lot of research and everything that goes into it. So there was that. Definitely, you just have to be persistent because it's not easy.
I can imagine. So with a background in accounting, I'm figuring making a hair product comes with a lot of measurement, understanding ingredients, as you say, preservatives to keep it from going off. I'm sure you have to take in temperatures of the country, storage, shelf life. What did you do to understand that process?
Oh, okay.
What is your home setup like? What did you have to, the transition, what did you have to make from a calculator and numbers knowledge to measuring and buying equipment and making sure things don't get cut? Walk us through that process. How long have you been doing it first thing first?
So I started formulating in 2015.
Okay.
And I never wanted to make my own products. Because remember, I started selling for somebody.
Right.
And I was like, not me. I ain't making the products. I ain't want nobody coming for me, you know?
Right.
I didn't want that. But I figure, honestly, I said, okay, if she could do it, and I know all these other people out there doing it, I could try it.
Right.
So I started out with the course, a course that I took, and that was in haircare formulation. And that was a great start because like she actually gave you the formulations and you could just go and tweak it and stuff like that. So yes, there's calculating, which was fine because accounts, maths,
numbers.
It came in perfectly because then you have to make sure all your formulas come up to 100%.
Okay.
And it's similar to cooking.
Okay.
You know, put in too much salt, put in too much, you know, and you tweak the formula based on what you're hoping to achieve. So I started off in the kitchen, on the stove. No, actually we bought a cooktop little thing. From the kitchen, that was in 2015. I did not check my timelines, but I know we then moved into a room, like a separate bedroom type of thing, solely for formulating. And now we're in like a 2-bedroom apartment, but thankfully this is all connected to our home.
Okay.
Thankfully. Right. So yeah, step by step, one step at a time.
So this is genuinely a home-based, created, sold from home as well business.
Yes. Everything was online. Is online.
Okay.
For the most part.
What's up, YCTC fam? Right PR Services. We're going to talk about them right now. Right PR Services is your one-stop shop for all your public relation needs. They offer a gamut of services ranging from public relations, crisis management, press releases, virtual PR workshops, media production, photography, videography, graphic design, editing services, transcription services, and so much more. Oh, that's a lot. At Right PR Services, you can rest assured that your story will be told the way you want it to be told. Give them a call today at 843-8093 or 572-1993. All right, guys, back to the pod. Okay,
for the most part.
So, advise those individuals who may aspire to, because I'm yet to see any other hair care products locally produced. I could be wrong. I know I see here oils, but with the extent of your actual line is quite a lot of product. So give those individuals who may be aspiring to create their own product line some advice. How did you identify the gap in the market and fill it? What was that journey like?
Okay. I would say that I was the gap and my daughter. So I would say that ideal client because I have kinky hair. And usually when you see advertisements for natural hair, you would see somebody with a looser texture. You might see somebody with long hair.
3C, 3B.
Yeah, and even me, like when I go out to expos, I see people will look at the products, then people will look up at my hair, you know.
Clearly that product ain't working.
But that's the point. Kinky hair is so diverse.
It is.
And I want for our side, for my kinky coily beauties, for our side of the story to be shared because we're not represented. So I think that is where the gap in the market was. And people were looking for products, or they just wanted representation of somebody that looks like them. Granted, sometimes when they get it, you still might not get not the appreciation, but like you're not going to get the likes and stuff that you would get. If it is, you know, if I had long, thick, like Sunshine, my daughter, obviously when I post Sunshine and Sweet Pea is like tick, 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 tick. Yes. But I understand, that's okay.
Because we've unfortunately been brainwashed to believe that our hair in this state is not beautiful. Our hair is only beautiful if it's long and straight and pulled out, or if it's curlier or a looser texture.
Yeah.
So you're never going to see a what is the texture?
Type 4 hair,
type
say
4
4C.
or 4C person in front of a hair product. Like I can't even tell you what mine is. It's hair.
Or they might get somebody else to be the face of the brand.
You understand? But so for me, I'm glad you said that you are your own client, because there are a lot of us with this hair texture that struggle with finding products. First things first, because realistically the product says it's for us, but it's not really for our hair texture. So what advice would you give persons aspiring to, you know, follow in your footsteps and create a brand? Like what steps did you take, and what would you tell them to look out for with creating a hair product?
I would say you have to know your why. So your why are you in this? Because the path that you want to take, you have to like zone out the noise, because everybody would say, oh, you could do this, or you could do that, or why you don't do this, or why you don't do that. So you have to know your way. You have to know who you're serving.
Yeah.
Marketing and branding, so important.
Say it again.
Marketing and branding is everything. Finances, of course, finances are important, but I don't think you could be successful in a business without marketing and branding.
So let's talk about your brand, because it's quite dynamic. It stands out. Your coloring, the messaging, that's the consistency of your product. Tell us about that journey. Why did you pick your aesthetic, and what does it represent for you?
Okay. Well, in terms of the color of the bottle, I chose that strictly because I just wanted to be different. So when you go in the supermarket or when you're checking for your products, you see a lot of white or you see clear, which I understand now why, because it's cheaper. But so I decided to go with the purple just for a point of differentiation. But I think what really stuck home is that I did a branding course. I'm not sure if the people are still around. What's that called? Brick House branding. It was an investment, but it was so in depth. Like I can go back to that time and time again, and it brought down so much about branding, consistency, that branding isn't just aesthetics, it's your voice, how you come across, you know,
your brand voice.
Everything encapsulates, you know, what are your values, and everything that you do should. I ain't saying that you're doing everything right, but
you're talking the talk though, because in my role as a social media manager and business support personnel, when you have to have conversations with persons about, for me to represent their brand online, what's your brand voice? And they look at me like I have three heads. And I was like, you have to understand the voice that your business speaks in online, digitally. So if you can't tell me what that is, I can't represent that voice for you.
Or
so
replicate
it's so
it.
good, you know? Yeah. So it's so good to hear you mention brand voice. Because I know when I see a Healthy Kinks package, that purple with that curly script on it, I know and I can identify it that this is what this is. So tell us about the line itself. What's the products that you offer, and what did you start with, and what is your most recent addition?
Okay. And I will say shout out to Debbie. She was at BADC at the time. She just got it one time, so she's the one that helped me out with because I didn't start out with my existing packaging and everything. Yeah. She helped out with that. Okay. So there's steps along the way. That's another thing too. You don't start out where you want to be.
Right.
You have to grow and evolve and stuff as time goes on.
Nice.
All right, YCTC fam, I know you've been seeing these tees that I'm wearing on each episode. This is You Could Talk Chalk's very first merch line. 3 quotes that every entrepreneur has heard or want to experience. You want to go from chaos to clarity. You are chasing the vision, and your purpose will fuel your prosperity. Each shirt is available in sizes small through to 3XL in black or white and are on sale for $65 Barbados dollars. To place your order, simply email talkchalk@yctcpod.com. All right, guys, back to the pod.
Like, what products you offer? Where did you start? What's your very first thing you created?
Okay.
And what's your most recent addition to the line?
Okay, so I started off with our Shine and Seal pomade.
Okay.
It was easy, no water, no
Right.
preservative.
Fair enough.
It was similar to a grease. So most people resonated with that because back then we were, that's the main product, you can grease your hair.
Yeah.
So I started out with that because it was easy. And then after that, I added on a shampoo, a conditioner, and a leave-in conditioner.
Okay.
So those 3 came together. Then I did a clarifying shampoo and a twist and style cream. And now I think I am still evolving the brand. So even though I've been in business since 2015, to me, I'm still in my research phase. Because I haven't, I haven't built a team and stuff, but anyway, that's a separate thing. But so I'm still in the research phase of my business.
So it's just you that you do everything? Like you bottle, you package everything? It's just you?
Me and my husband would help as well. Yeah, when I think about all the things I do, I like, whoa. But so for now,
wow,
it's just me. Kudos. Thank you. And so now I'm working on, I've taken a lot of courses. Right now I'm doing a course to become a certified haircare formulator. So I believe, I don't know if I want to call it imposter syndrome. Like, okay, so all right, Leandra, but you ain't got no certificates, you ain't got nothing. I guess because I came from accounting and ACCA qualified and stuff like that. I like, all right, so when people come, how are they gonna know that you're talking about, okay, you can do a hair course, So I took online courses. I even took courses locally to, so that I can get that certificate. But I dropped out of that because it wasn't really focused on natural hair per se. So I say, all right, I've taken all of these online courses about formulation, but I don't have a certificate because they were just online. So now I'm going through an actual certification so that I would have a piece of, but it's not just a piece of paper because with that, there's guidance as well. And mentorship and stuff, which again, all that I gotta get into because it's just me for now. But so now that I'm doing that course, I'm still learning a lot. It's like you're always learning.
You always are.
So before, when I told you the first course that I did, like they provided the formulas and you can tweak them. But now I can actually, like, you could tell me what you want in a product.
And you create the formula yourself.
Create everything. I could look at a product on the shelf and I could pick down the ingredients. Not that you have everything in your head, but you can go and research, and you could try to recreate that product. But you never know for sure because you never know what percentages.
Until you actually, so have you found doing that certification, has it made your product creation easier? Has it helped your imposter syndrome? Because yes, it is imposter syndrome. So do you find that doing these certifications eases your mind and makes you feel more confident in what you do? Or do you just do it in the interest of making sure that that's a T that's crossed and an I that's dotted?
No, I don't do it just to ensure that. I believe in learning. Like I am always learning and there's always stuff to learn. So definitely with this course is like on another level. So yeah, there's so much that I'm learning from that. And because of that, I just want to, I'm in the process of updating. I started already updating the formulas. And then you were asking about what I'm working on new.
Yes.
So some of my newer products would be a hair gel. I'm thinking about a styling foam. And then we had some liquid products, so like a scalp spray and a hair mist.
So how have sales been? So you're on both ends. So you create it. Tell me about, and this is where I guess your knowledge of numbers comes in. Tell me about any challenges you would have faced. So key challenges you faced while building your product line. How did you overcome them and what did they teach you? And one thing we discussed on one of the episodes that a lot of small business owners face are challenges with pricing, especially on island. So tell us about your challenges and walk us through how you came out pricing your product in a market like ours where sometimes people don't want to spend money, but they would need to based on how the product is made. Like walk us through that process.
I would say that pricing is always challenging even though sometimes they would be at home, they're like, should I reduce my price? Should I reduce my price? But then they look at my income statement and they're like, I ain't sure I can reduce my price. But because I was talking to my husband about it, and he was like, you want to reduce your price to compete with the others on the market, because we know that I can't get that done, period. It's a different ballgame altogether. But I was like, no, I would like to reduce my price because I would like more people the opportunity to use the product.
Right.
So it's always something that I'm thinking about. But I would say one of my biggest challenges was VAT. Because as a manufacturer, you're told you can get duty-free concessions and stuff like that. Part of this was probably my fault in not doing my research.
Right.
So I signed up for the duty-free concessions. Yes, they told me I had to register for VAT. But to my mind, I below the threshold, even though as an accountant, I didn't even in that area.
I just want to say, girl, you should have this covered.
No. It depends on the areas that you're working on. You get more experience in different things based on what you're working on. So, to my mind, I'm below the threshold, so I didn't go pay over this VAT.
Right.
But because you're registered, you still have to do your VAT returns.
For the duty-free concession,
I had to be registered for VAT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So in being registered for VAT, even though you're below the threshold of having to do returns, you still have to submit the return. So I would still have to pay over the 17.5% on all of my sales. After you're already struggling with pricing and stuff.
Right.
And you know, there's a mechanic that's got enough cars at the house. Yeah. My books wasn't up to date. So it was years and years and years.
So you had to bring
my account up to
date. How many years?
I don't know. I ain't saying.
You share?
I ain't sharing because I'm sharing the story, you know? But maybe 2 years, 3 years.
Oh, that's not bad.
But the VAT was outstanding for a while. No, my books would have been up to date, but the VAT, I wouldn't have been submitting the returns.
So, Leandra, tell me about you, because I'm hearing product creation. I'm hearing studying. You are a wife. You are a mother. You do the social media because it's your voice that is here overseeing plaiting her hair and washing her hair and these things. And Sunshine's here. You are the accountant by trade and choice because there's nobody else. How are you managing? And what is it like daily as a small business owner, or as it was corrected yesterday, a micro business owner? Because it's just you. How is that journey? And how do you manage on a daily basis of ticking all the boxes and making sure that everything is covered for that business?
I would say pray, faith, one step at a time. So I'm not a planner. So I keep saying, okay, you gotta sit down and write it down. But I think I just I probably got too much things in my head because
we all do. Too many tabs open.
I think about what's the most important thing to do now. Okay. And that's basically how I've been doing it. So like when I know when the VAT returned, I got out of the VAT, by the way, but yeah.
Good.
So when I know that my taxes are due, my corp tax is a corporation, well then the last 3 weeks or whatever, that's what I'm focusing on. That's what I'm throwing myself into. Okay. So I guess that's how I do it. I just think about, okay, what's the next thing that I have to get out of the way now? And I take them one by one. I try to manage my sanity. Like,
I was just about to ask.
Mindset is very important.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't have a lot of distractions.
Okay.
I guess I am pretty much focused, and you know.
So have you ever had a moment in your business where you were like, I don't want to do this anymore? Going back to accounting, this here product thing, and just pack up shop and I'm done with that. I'm going back and crunch numbers because it's safe. And if you did get to that space, what kept you going?
Okay. I would say the more I digged into hair care and hair science. So before I knew about ingredients and products, I was putting them together. But then I was still curious. So I started to dig into hair science more and marketing and stuff. And there was a time I was like, wait, but all this is just marketing. Like, and that had me, and I think a lot of the times when I might be thinking about, should I really do this or not? it's probably when I comparing myself to others or comparing myself to other brands. Because then I like, okay, well, they're doing this and they're doing that. Should I do it like them? And I don't want to do it like them. Yeah. Because a lot of what I do is about educating people and trying to teach them the truth, if I can say to the truth, to the best of my knowledge, because I'm always learning. I don't know everything. But based on what I know, I would like for some people not to be fooled into thinking that, you know, the products are going to do so much for them when so much of it is about consistency. You actually have to consistently care for your hair. Right. No matter how expensive the product is and you buy this product and you think it can do X, Y, Z, without that consistency and that care and that nurturing, you ain't gonna be no better off.
So it doesn't really, so you believe that there's a misconception where people think that the magic is in the product alone and not just a marrying of consistency and the product?
Yeah, there definitely is. Products do matter because formulations aren't created equal. Like you could got two different cooks, somebody's food can taste bad and somebody's food can taste good. That's how it's like with products. But products is only one side of the coin. You have to marriage it in with actually being consistent and caring for your hair.
Okay. Give us one tip for, because you know we grow up greasing our scalps. Then we heard, because I remember when I did my my healthy hair journey when I was relaxed, I cut off all of my hair the year of my 30th birthday. I had relaxed hair, brass strap length relaxed hair, but it was consistently breaking. And I had a cupboard full of hair products. I did my stretching. I would stretch my relaxers for 12 weeks. I would do the Bantu knots to get my curls. I was no heat. I was in the whole shebang. Right. But my hair was still breaking. My hair was not healthy. And I also suffer with traction alopecia. So because of consistently pulling my hair in a ponytail, I've lost all or most of the hair in my hairline, right? So then coming on to that situation where I couldn't wear my hair in ponytails, I could only wear my hair back. And it was like one dramatic day in true Rashida style. I got up and I cut off like this section of my hair down to the natural hair. Remember I said brass strap. So this piece was like here. Cut off all the hair. And this October 11th will be 9 years that I've had natural hair or been bald-ish. But I still have challenges with my hair. Do you want to make Healthy Kinks Botanicals a place where people can finally genuinely understand, because most of us have 4C hair. We may have a patch of our great-great-grandfather who may be white in the back or some little straight Indian hair in the middle. Right. Me. I have 3 different textures here on my head. So like, do you want your company to be the champion of teaching people? Because a lot of your content teaches people. A lot of people don't know about porosity of hair, about hair textures, about density. Like we don't look at those things. We just want the product to make hair soft. The comb could get through it. It could drag it in one and then it look dry and clumsy. Pretty much. Do you want your company to be the champion the message of genuinely understanding our texture here? And if you are, how do you intend to do that?
Wow. Let me see if I remember what my Mad Lib is, because it's been changing over the period of time. So Healthy Kinks Botanicals is about empowering Afro-textured beauties to wear their kinky hair with pride through education and simple, quality, and balanced hair care products and practices. So yes, it's about empowerment and education.
Nice. Yeah. So, all right. So we've talked about the challenges and with VAT and understanding the products and just balancing. So share some tips with aspiring entrepreneurs who have product-based businesses, not just like hair, but product-based alone. How can they effectively navigate the complexities of product development and business growth? Because you do it all. And I can tell that you have a love for marketing. You mentioned that. But you have to still develop the product, create the product, and grow your business. Give those aspiring business owners some tips how you did and manage and balance both to get your business where it is now.
Well, there's a lot.
Give us we time.
Like how I don't know how I can break it down.
You can. Give me 3.
You have to know your customer or know your market and what they're looking for.
Okay, let's stick a pin there. How did you manage that? Because Barbadians don't really embrace natural hair, so we love a weave and a little creamy crack. We like relax a bag. Right. So how did you identify those people that needed your product?
Well, I was my customer ideally, so I would formulate and test on myself and my family. But it was Facebook. Through Facebook, social media, I think really helped. And then the Pivot series, you were asking about highs and lows.
Yes.
So I was on the Pivot series. I think they had like 2 episodes, 2 seasons. But that exposure was really, really great for the business. But like a lot of it is social media in terms of growing the business, if you want, from the marketing side of it and stuff like that.
Do you do hair outside of your daughters? Do you provide hair services still?
Yeah. And I was supposed to come back to this when you had asked the question, but I didn't get to finish answer because there's so many moving parts. But so I was working full-time and then I went part-time. And in 2021 was when I left my job, my full-time job, to do this full-time. Part of it is because I wanted to experience what it was like styling hair, because people would always ask, you just do hair, I want my hair do. So I did do hair for a period of time. While I was doing it, while I was working on the business full-time, because I'm no longer full-time at Kinks Botanicals, I have gone back to work.
Really?
So yeah, I do work part-time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I started back part-time in February.
Okay.
So in February this year, I am working and I'm still working Healthy Kinks.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot, right?
Interesting. I don't know. Employee to the list. Like, geez. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about, you wanted to experience styling hair. So what was that experience like for you?
It was good because every time I loved the change that I got in the clients. Because they were like, wow, I didn't even know my hair could look like this. So that was gratifying. I'm an introvert, so sometimes I, talking too much and stuff. But that side of it, I still met some really good people and the interactions. Some people will be quiet and then some people can be more open. Yeah. So that was interesting to navigate and to see. But I can see how styling hair can take over. So I came from accounting. Built my life around accounting, so I have a certain lifestyle that I would like to maintain. So then when you think about the time value of money and opportunity costs, and when I do hair, I just take my time.
Your time.
So the value or the money, I'm being honest, that I would get while styling hair compared to, what I know that I would have been getting from accounting.
Yeah.
Like I have to ask myself, where do you want to spend your time? And in the future, how can you plan out your life? Well, I'm styling here. There's only so much I could do.
Right.
So I can only probably touch 2 to 3 people in a day. Whereas with the products and in terms of trying to reach more people, I can reach more people that way, or I can share with more people that way. When I was doing here, I could only interact with 2 or 3 people in a day versus, if I'm just focusing mainly on selling the products.
Right.
So, and then because I was doing the course and I wanted to reformulate the products and bring out new products, I just made the decision to say, you know what? I'm not gonna do any hair right now. So I have paused from styling hair. That was since last year, July.
I saw that notice.
Right.
YCTC fam, we're about to talk about Healthy Kinks Botanicals. HKB is a 100% Barbadian owned, formulated and manufactured hair care product company created to empower Afro-textured beauties to wear their kinky hair with pride. HKB also strives to educate them on how to effectively care for their hair through the use of quality, simple and balanced hair care products and practices. You can find Healthy Kinks Botanicals products via their website, which is www.healthykinks.com, and learn more about their products via their socials at Healthy Kinks Botanicals on Instagram and Facebook. All right, guys, back to the pod.
You paused from styling hair. Is that when you went back out to work part-time? Or that when you focus
Right.
You focus on your products?
So last year, I stopped doing hair and I was focusing on the products. So trying to do the course, reformulate the products and stuff like that. But because I know that there would be a lull in cash flows and stuff, because I'm, again, going through this research phase with the business, I decided, okay, you know what? I'll go back work part-time because things need to be moving. I have a mortgage and stuff to pay.
Right.
So I started back work and yeah, still building out the product.
Has that been good to juggle? Have you been okay to manage both?
So far, yes, because I went back to where I was before. So I knew what to expect.
Okay.
If it was that I had to go into a new environment, I'm not sure that I would have done it. I would have probably just stick to doing hair and just manage the two.
Right.
But because I know what I was getting myself involved with and stuff like that, and I know that he knows that I have this business and it's my baby and stuff like that, and he was willing to give me the opportunity to still do the two.
Right.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate and blessed.
That's
in
good.
That area.
Juggling. I couldn't do it. I was doing it for a long time, working full time and managing my business. But I had to take the leap to manage this. So you having a beautiful blend of both is usually not what most entrepreneurs or small business have the opportunity to get.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that you can do that. Are you going to consistently, have you given it a timeline as to how long you're going to stay? Or you just like the balance right now?
I can't say that on camera.
Yes, you can. She loves you and she will give you her all, but you know.
I think it depends on how things are going. Yeah.
All right, go ahead, finish.
Yeah, I'll just say it depends on how things are going and how things evolve.
We had started talking, we kind of segued a little bit when I was asking about doing hair, about tips to empower entrepreneurs in product-based businesses, how to navigate the complexities of product development and business growth. So what did you utilize, whether systems, advice, to blend or to balance making your products and growing your business?
So in terms of product development, I would say you have to do a lot of research. There's a lot of digging. So I know sometimes you might see a product out there and you're like, well, you know, but so much goes into that. So like, especially now that I'm doing the course and stuff like that, you really have to be persistent with it. And it must be something that you really want to do.
Right.
Because the amount of prototypes and different products, the amount of times that I had to remake a product is crazy. So I would say that quality is important.
Yeah.
Because then if the product ain't a good, you might have the marketing. Marketing goes a long way, by the way, because you can market a product that isn't good.
Right.
But for me personally, everything that I do, I like to be of a certain standard. So product quality is important, because once you have that quality, you know, people are more, they're going to share it more openly.
Right.
Persistence, I would say have systems in place. So like in terms of tracking, you have to document everything. So especially for product development, like when you make the product, don't just make it and try it and then make another one. Actually document. Okay, this is what I liked about it. This is what I didn't like. This is what I would like to see. This is what I think I would like to tweak. Okay, I need to switch out this ingredient, or I need to add in more of this or take out some of that. So documentation is very, very important. So I have that system in place where you continuously document. But also about product development. Sourcing your materials. Because I do hair care, like as you said, there are a lot of soap businesses and stuff, so you can get oils and stuff locally. But for me, I have to bring in pretty much all of my ingredients. And I don't have the duty-free concession anymore, so don't think, you know.
That is easy. It's not.
Yeah. So I have to bring in all of the ingredients. So it's timing. You have to time, because the stuff is going to take a while.
Shipping and,
So having systems in place, which I'm still working on that too, in terms of when you need to reorder stuff and making sure that you have it on hand. So those, I think, would be some of the bigger things in terms of product development. And then getting others to try the product and always listening for feedback to see, you know, don't take things personal. So somebody will say, oh, I buy that product and it didn't work for me. Change your mind. It's not that it didn't work for you. It's just that their expectations of what they wanted is different than what your product may be offering.
And that may be able to spark a conversation, because you can ask them, what were you expecting it to do? And then you try to work in between. All right. So finally, we're going to close out, and then I'm going to let you tell the good people where they can find Healthy Kinks for purchase any product, as well as on socials. But before we do that, give 18-year-old Leandra a piece of advice.
18-year-old. I would say I was really shy. So it's like, don't be afraid. People are just people, and they might just have more information and knowledge than you do. But they're still people. So you don't have to be so shy and so afraid, and that you have time. Like right now I'm 41 and sometimes I still think that I might be 20 something, because and then you got your whole life ahead of you. So yeah, take your time, always give of your best, and try your best. That's all you can do.
All right, so tell the good people of YCTC where they can find you, where they can follow you, and where they can purchase your product.
Okay, so we're an online store, www.healthykinks.com. If when you're picking up, you can pick up from Warren's, or we offer delivery. If you want in-store shopping is available from the pop-up boutique on Empress Court, Worthing Main Road, or from Beauty First by Vernice in Sargent Village. And in terms of finding us, you can find us more so on Instagram. We're there on Facebook too, but Instagram is more active. And our telephone number is 243-8521.
And your handle on IG is?
Healthy Kinks Botanicals.
All right. Yes. YCTC, we talked about product-based businesses, how-to, do's and don'ts, ups, downs, and challenges. Be sure to look out for our next episodes coming next week. And remember, regardless of what we have to do, you could talk shop. We're going to get it done.
Thanks for watching YCTC fam. Be sure to spread the word and encourage others to take in these gems from our local entrepreneurs. Also, follow us on all social platforms at You Could Talk Chalk. See you next time.